Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. Catching me mid-laugh. I'm Gerry. Here with me today, I've got James and Thomas, a couple of nice guys. Going to talk about Sidibe, ? And the reason I ask is he came in, took over for Coleman. Coleman after his red card from last week. No, a while back. I say last week, but it was more like 2 weeks ago. Whatever. Who cares? There's that. So anyway, Sidibe comes in, plays well. Right? So, Coleman returns. Let's just make this quick. Does Sidibe stay or does Coleman come back in? Thomas.
Sidibe stay.
James.
Sidibe stays in 100%.
I would say Sidibe stays too.
Ooh, 3-0.
I had a feeling we'd be here, okay? Which is why, really quick, say why. Thomas, and then we'll go to James.
Coleman in the last few weeks has literally been offering nothing going forwards or defensively, but from Sidibe, just from that game, we've seen him go forwards with much more danger. He hasn't been tested defensively yet, but we know he's going forward, so that's at least something better than Coleman.
All right, that was succinct. James.
I think I touched on it in the last segment where we discussed competition for places. If a player, as in Coleman's case, has been underperforming for a long time and then his replacement comes in and proves his worth, then he has to keep his place, because that shows that if you work hard and you produce an improved performance on the player you're competing with, then you will be rewarded, and that's what needs to continue. We spoke about Iwobi and Sigurdsson earlier on, and Sidibe needs to remain in the team to show that his better performance has been rewarded.
I feel like Sidibe is a better one-on-one defender. I feel like he's faster, more athleticism, and I would even venture to say his service is a little better.
Carried unanimously there.
So, having said all that, legitimate arguments for why Coleman should come back in. I want us to actually think about why Coleman should come right back in and get his spot back. So, anybody know how to start?
I've got something.
All right, shoot.
Purely just based on experience. He's had a lot more years in the league. He has been tested. Obviously, he hasn't had the answers to the test recently, but straight away, Sidibe hasn't actually played against anyone who's threatened him significantly defending. He's played against Sheffield Wednesday. Couldn't get that the right way there. He's played against West Ham. I think he played another game as well, but because he came on for Coleman, didn't he, when he got sent off? The only reason that could kind of justify Coleman being in the team is he has a lot more experience. Although he has been poor defensively, he has been tested defensively, and for many years he has been good. However, kind of re-arguing myself there, Sidibe does have to be tested at some point. You can't just keep him on the bench forever and say, well, he hasn't been tested, he shouldn't
He's
play.
protected or something. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, he has to be tested, and there has to be accountability for everybody in the team. I said this on Twitter a few weeks ago. It doesn't matter if he costs 45 million. It doesn't matter if you've played for 12 years or whatever Coleman's had. If you're not playing well, you've got to get out the team. And I think with that mentality, as James actually touched upon last game, if you've got accountability and you can drop anyone, no matter their reputation, that's how you get better as a team, and that's how you move forwards as a club. You can't afford to be dwelling on sentimentality of players, and I think it's so important. Whoever's playing better plays, and at the moment, from what we've seen, Sidibe's playing better.
Another thing I think about Sidibe is that the whole tactical reshuffle that saw us improve against West Ham was based on him coming into the team. You mentioned that he's more athletic, more physical. I think that with Sidibe in the team, I said it in my post-match reaction on Saturday as well, that having him there instead of Coleman, I think Coleman's too much of a weak link for us and defensively now because of his lack of maybe physical ability anymore. I think Sidibe doesn't need as much protection, which is why Walcott was able to play the way he did. I think not needing to track back as much to help Sidibe meant Walcott could play his own game, and that meant we can put Richarlison up front, which meant Richarlison played better, and I think everything just sort of clicked into place by having Sidibe there, which was, I think, perhaps Sidibe over Coleman is a close run debate. It could be, but I think as a whole for the entire team, Sidibe benefits other players on the pitch because of what he offers.
So, despite being asked to argue Coleman coming back, we're getting arguments for Sidibe. This is interesting, guys. This says a lot.
I understand we're not having a debate, Gerry, but I just can't.
I'm not into it.
I just can't make a case for Seamus Coleman to come back into that team after seeing Sidibe put in a better performance on Saturday than Coleman's put in all season beforehand.
Yeah.
Has this ruined the show a little bit?
What does Coleman do better? Yeah. No. See, that's the thing. That was the test, is to see if we can do it. What does Coleman do better than Sidibe? Well, he is a figure in the locker room. He's an inspirational figure in terms of being a rah-rah guy. He cares. He works hard. I know. I'm digging. So I'm grasping at so many straws right now. Yeah, you know what I mean. He's a rah-rah guy. He's a captain. He's a motivational leader. He does get people riled up but
want me to shoot you down again, Gerry?
The stuff. But that's about like all I've got right now. Now, to be fair to Coleman, when you watch us play, you don't immediately think that's why Everton were losing games.
No.
And were Coleman playing in that match against West Ham, is it possible we still would have had the same thing happen? Yeah, it's possible. All right? So I don't want to sit there and point at him and go, he's the reason. No, he's not. All right? But number one, I think we're never going to know exactly what you guys were saying. We're never going to know what Sidibe's made of until we actually throw him in. We're never going to know. So I remember seeing one of those awful rumor sites the other day where they were talking about how Everton is considering giving Sidibe back.
Oh, I saw that. That was ridiculous.
I'm like, why? We don't know what he's made of yet. We have no idea. He is just now getting to play. That's a silly thing, They were linking him to AC Milan. We have no idea what we have in him yet, So we'll find out. But also, think about Coleman as a professional, okay? If Coleman is told this guy played well and we want to give him a run, Coleman's going to be pissed as a competitor, but as a professional, just like Sigurdsson we were talking about earlier in the other segment, he has to understand team played well with the player, right? He's got to understand that. It's the way it is. And frankly, when Coleman gets called out and misses a game or two, that's when he plays better.
He does, actually.
He comes back and plays better. It's like he needs to be given a spell of chill time to recover, but also maybe it's motivational. Maybe he needs to be, you know what I mean? So I just think it makes too much sense. And I think you guys are so... I can't disagree with anything you guys said. Like,
I don't know if it's the win, but everyone's just agreeing so much today. It's just such a lovely place to be.
This is weird.
I think it always helps when I think the manager finally saw what we could see as fans. I think it always helps when the manager finally sort of switches that light bulb on in his head, and maybe that just helps the fans maybe think, oh my God, this manager doesn't know what he's doing.
All right, so anything else on Sidibe, guys?
Not really. I think we've carried this one unanimously.
Yeah, we've been pretty succinct. We haven't even needed to really rant much. It's all been pretty clear.
Pretty jolly as well.
All right, I'm excited about the end of this. I'm excited. I'm really curious to see how he does this season and to see if we make this permanent with him. I'm excited to see him get a chance. I'm excited to be excited, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I want him to take his chance.
He's got that clause as well, hasn't he, in his contract, like $12.5 million or something?
Yes.
So that's always a good thing.
If we can make this work, it's a really good deal because, let's be honest, we should have done exactly what we're doing with Sidibe now with Kurt Zouma last year.
Yeah.
I don't think Chelsea would have done it, but boy, I'm still holding
January,
out
yeah.
for Zuma.
Free
one day.
Zuma will be back on the agenda. Don't you worry about that.
Okay, right on. All right, so that's it for our Sidibe segment, and this is our final video segment. If you want to listen to Thomas defend his undefeated record on the quiz, if you know your history, pop on over to the podcast where you can hear these guys go head to head in an Everton trivia cage match.
Ooh.
So yeah, there's that. If not, we'll miss you, but thanks so much for checking out our videos this time. If you are digging what we do, please subscribe to the Toffee Blues YouTube channel. We'd really appreciate it. If you want more Thomas, he's continuing to do his analysis for the Toffee Blues website. So check there, but also check the Toffee Blues Twitter and Facebook, because he live tweets and live posts our games and matches. Not all of them, but some of them. And oozing with wit. I just wanted to say that and frown for some reason. Yes. But also, if you want more James, he is doing, he does opposition views and other videos for us on the Toffee Blues YouTube channel, so check there. But also, he does analysis on Everton Extra. So check out that site, and you can see his brain droppings.
And there's plenty of them.
Check that. Yeah. That's a George Carlin book. Sorry, I'm just weird for randomly remembering that. So and that's it. So we're gonna pop on over and do a quiz now. And if you don't join us, we'll miss you. But if you do, see you later. Bye.